So in the news, and everybody keeps sending me this, so I figured we'd talk about it, even though neither of us flew F-5s. Flew T-38. The F-5 is going to the Marines, which they fly them out of what, Yuma?
Yuma, yeah.
Is there anywhere else?
Pretty sure just Yuma. That's the aggressor.
So the Navy flies them now, Key West and New Orleans. That's it.
Yeah.
Because Fallon went to Vipers.
Yep.
And now the Marines just have them at Yuma. They use them for adversary training, and the Swiss were getting rid of them at around 1.5 million each. Dude, we should have started a GoFundMe.
We'd probably be pretty close to that 1.5 mil.
I think so. And they're going to be adversaries. They got 22 of them, so
we just needed 2. Really?
Yeah, dude, spares for the spares. Really, we could have gotten away with 1. You know, I mean, I'm not going to fly it all the time. My back can't take that. So yours can't either. So
yeah, we could be each other's crew chiefs. I launch you, you launch me. My neck hurts. Your turn. Yeah, it's like, no, your other left. Wait, are you looking?
How did you ground loop it, Gonky? So these are secondhand F-5s, but they're setting up detachments at multiple bases back in 2017. They are in the training program, capable of reaching speeds of Mach 1.63, maybe.
Ish.
Yeah, but they have a 20 mic, as we saw in the GCSs. And the real thing is they're cheap. They're cheap to operate. They're cheap to buy, but they are upgraded with Garmin G3000. Interesting thing, I was trying to get the T-38s we were flying upgraded to this. The commander of the Two-Fits was like, hey, can you reach out to any contacts in the Navy and find out, because they wanted to figure out a way to do this, because the G3000 gives them a whole range of mission equipment for integration, including helmet-mounted displays, which is good when you're doing adversary work and supporting stuff, and electronically scanned radar. And it goes back to, dude, technology, right? This thing had a range-only radar when it first came out, and now you can put an ESA in it, and it's 150 pounds. You just have to wire it. Next thing you know, guess what? You got a little lightweight fighter. I mean, yeah, other than its age. So I thought that was cool. And I wanted to ask you, Gonky, do you think this is a better adversary option than something else, some other? Do you think this is the most cost-effective way to get cheap adversary air for the Marines?
Yes, only because they've been doing it with the F-5, so to speak, for so many years. So logistically, everything's laid out. All the training programs are laid out. Excuse me. Maintenance is doped out. And I actually think the F-5 is a really good aggressor platform. I've mentioned it before in the show. A lot of the times doing the big exercises, it's the F-5 that gets you. You know, everybody's worried about the big scary stuff, Su-30, whatever coming at you. So everyone's looking at that. Nobody sees the F-5 coming at. I mean, we would kill them a lot, but like us flying 38s, man, right? We would.
Yeah, I mean, hard to see.
F-22.
Yeah, right? I mean, these what you see a lot, and I saw this when I flew the F-16. Guys and girls that fly big jets get eyeball calibrated to big jets. So your 45-foot wingspan looks a lot different than your 33-foot wingspan, looks a lot different than your 25-foot wingspan. And so, like, you take a little F-5 with the needle nose on, it's a dot. It's hard to see. Now, I mean, remember when we did this, once you flew the T-38 for a little while, you could see everything because you just knew what you were looking for. And dude, compared to the black dot that the T-38 was, the F-22 was, might as well have been a 737 because it was just a big honking airplane. And so that's good training by itself. I agree with you that it's great because they've been doing it. But the other part too is when you're buying 22, if you've got the pilots to do it, it goes back to what we talked about at the start of the show about putting a lot of airplanes out, and that's good to train against. So if I can gin up my own large force exercise in house, and I don't have to go out to other units and other agencies and contract writer and all that stuff, dude, I can get good training with what I already have, and it only cost me $1.5 million. So, and I'm using because, dude, off the shelf stuff is so good. It's getting around the government contract bloat and bureaucracy that is the problem. But once you can do that and just go buy an off the shelf Garmin, and you got moving map and all that stuff, dude, that's a formidable opponent, and it's simulating a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we experienced some of that in the T-38, right? I mean, it's not like we flew the A model, which was twin engine Cessna 152 from like 1950, right? Steam gauges, the whole works, but we had a GPS unit. It was just one off the shelf that we had to, and we, they literally made brackets, right? I mean, and we used off the shelf stuff, like you said, Mover, to get around the bureaucracy and this just the slowness of any kind of military kind of procurement plan.
Well, I mean, poor man's data link. The ADSB and the, I mean, dude, we knew we were each other. We could find each other in the airspace because of ADSB.
Game changer, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a good move on the Marines. I mean, in a time when when new airplanes are behind schedule, nobody has any money or enough money. Nobody can tell you when or if money's going to be available. I think this is a good move. I don't want to say it's a sure thing kind of move, but I think it's a smart move on their part.
Leave it to the Marines to figure out how to do more with less.
They have to, right?
Yeah, right. But I mean, I want to reference our Canadian partners. Dude, they used to fly CF-5s as their trainer. I mean, 22 of them solves a lot of problems very quickly.
And I think, and I still think they're relevant in air-to-air training today.
Well, dude, I mean, going back to the CT 155 problem we just talked about, you have a trainer that you think is timing out. The Swiss are getting rid of X number of 2-seat F-5s with upgraded moving maps and color displays. I just solved my trainer problem.
Yeah.
Not for a while, but dude, I mean, at $1.5 million a copy, plus training everybody up and stuff, but it's a simple jet. I mean, civilians own these jets. It's not like, you're low observable and you've got all this stuff you've got to upkeep and all that stuff. It's like people in Hollywood own these jets. So I think it's a good move. And I think there's a lot of ways that they can be utilized.
Yeah. Same, man.
And similar scenarios can be used as countries get rid of one man's trash is another man's treasure. As countries get rid of stuff and you need stopgaps, maybe it's an option.
Yeah.
I don't know.